Taro, are you still there? Sorry, I was eating my pad thai for breakfast. 20 baht. Got mixed feelings about the weather today. Plenty of storm clouds over there on the horizon. Plenty of dark clouds behind me. How's the picture and the sound today with this app? Yesterday it died, didn't it, really? Had to resort to going back to YouTube, unfortunately. I had to make a couple of those videos yesterday private because they were so bad, or they needed reviewing. I think it was a pretty successful day yesterday though, despite the rain we initially had when we went live stream. So is the picture okay? I don't know why it's not showing anybody viewing. You're already gone. These are messages that have only just come through. Oh shit. Fuck. I didn't see him come a bleeding across the road, or was it a she? Thankfully. Oh, it could have had my sunglasses actually, because they're in that bag. Bloody cheek, innit, Sammy? Did you see that? Right, we have to remember that. They come down onto the beach and steal your shit. God damn it. My glasses are still there. Cheeky bloody monkey. I can't blame them actually. I guess a lot of people come down to eat on the beach, don't they? So that's where they're going to come mainly. There it is over there. It's spying on us. Look. It's behind one of those trees. There it is. Let's try and get the steady cam go. It looked pregnant. Unless it's got big abscess. Okay. We're safe. Get the pigeon, get the pigeon. Are we going crazy? God damn it. I'm going to have to put my sunglasses in my pouch in front of me. The thought of my glasses being stolen again. I've got no sausages, no bananas to offer them, to barter for them back. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Now my magnetic lead for the charger. It's got lots of metallic pieces of sand. Oh, let's see if it still works. I don't know. I bought some pen and paper today. got too much in my mind. I need to drop down onto paper. Because failing to plan is planning to fail and all that. Yeah, they'd thrown. I was in the park a few days ago and they had cages out, traps. Definitely traps for the monkeys. And I don't know what they were for. Pigeon's going to attack us next. Or threaten us. There's ants everywhere today because it's that type of humid weather where they're all coming out. I'm going to have to get a toothbrush to clean it. Yeah, I try to post stuff on Facebook as well, especially if it's if it's over 3 minutes, and it's just the video rather than a video link. And Facebook promote it, otherwise they don't bother promoting YouTube videos because they don't like YouTube. Arch enemies. The tide is on its way in. A few people looking for treasure. One guy's just left, in fact, on his motorbike. He had a very professional looking metal detector. That'd be great. Spend a morning, 4 hours metal detecting. That'd be a bit of an adventure. I wonder if you can hire them. I'd have some of that. Be good to find some Thai gold on the beach. Yesterday was nearly a disaster again, but we just saved the day. Loads of bloody flies as well around today. Shout out to the foreign chap that didn't like my hairy legs and feet because they were very off-putting. I told him to watch the video again just to make sure and to let me know. I'm a natural blonde, by the way. I just thought I'd throw that out there, just so you know. Sammy and I chose a boat to buy last time we were down here. I guess they'll be back once the tide comes in. Yeah, you bought Thai gold. Oh, you bought Thai gold in the end, didn't you? Yeah, that's right. That would have been maybe a nice video. Did you make one? You've not published yet. Especially trying to understand the bloody unit of measure that it's sold in. Fancy giving it the same name as baht. Who thought of that? One YouTuber said his missus went into his pocket every day for 1,000 baht and she went and spent it on gold for herself. She must have an absolute fortune stacked because she did it every day. Gold won't devalue massively overnight in a hurry. Cool, imagine that. So many countries have got money tied up in gold as well. Sammy, are you being sarcastic? Is it a super yacht? These yachts that are sold, $1 million per metre. I think there is a footballer, I can't remember his name, but he loved his yachts that much. And of course a lot of these yachts are just for cruising around the islands and the country that you're near, or countries that are nearby, right? He had 3 or 4 dotted around the world, these super yachts. He had that much money, he was just, well, he can't take it with him. Came into this world with nothing, and you leave with nothing. They're the 2 guaranteed things in life. Death and taxes. It starts at 30 million US dollars, and it's called, what's it called? The Wally 118 Super Yacht. Ah, okay. You bought the Thai gold for yourself, though. When you go back to Thailand, you'll sell one of my rings. You'll sell, yeah, one of the Thai gold rings. That's it. You're not going to lose, if anything, much on it at all, are you, right? Especially if it fluctuates a little in your favour. It's almost like hiring gold to wear, enjoy, show off, borrow money against, whatever, and then come back to Thailand and get your money back. I've done it. I've taken it all the way to the UK, and I think I lost £2 in value because of the rate they wanted to give me. And of course the shop that was giving me the money for it, they'd make more on it, because they're not going to give you anything above the current market value. They're going to give you less. Bloody ants everywhere. Just found one crawling up my leg. I've already moved once on the beach. I didn't really want to have to move again. I may do, because I'm getting a bit of a numb bum on this wall. You can see where the ants have dug out all along. So eventually that'll probably all collapse. A few years. Not like Pattaya's beach construction, where it's only up a few months and it all falls down again. So if it rains, this is the backup plan. That restaurant there, we'll go and dive in there. They thought I went in the restaurant last time I dove in out of the rain, just to get out of the rain, and they didn't even bother coming up to ask me if I wanted a drink or anything. So I think they were sort of being courteous by allowing me to be there out of the rain and nothing else. But I was going to buy a drink. I've already chosen my tree. I'm a bit worried. Do you think a tree leaning backwards like that, which would probably be more comfortable to lean up against, would have more dogs peeing up it? Or don't we really care? Because what's it going to do? We're going to change our clothes and shower when we get back anyway, right? As long as it doesn't smell and there's not a big turd at the bottom, we're okay. It's not as if I'm not sweating profusely already in this humid weather. There's no way I'm taking my my money bag off though, with these bloody monkeys about. Imagine if they came up behind me, one distracted me in the front, and then another one lifted the bag over my head and ran off with it. I'd be clapping. I'll be like, fair play, you've practiced that, guys, that was well planned. But the audacity of just coming back up. So that's what it was doing, wasn't it? It was coming over just to check me out, see if I did have anything. And I did. It is now empty. My pad Thai, 20 baht. What's this guy doing? Look, he's trying to catch something. Oh, he's given up. Really need to get this phone charged a bit. I don't know if it's charging. Right, bear with me. I'll restart the stream if it cuts off. Yeah, it's working. It's charging. That was lucky. I've disabled this time all notifications from Line. I'm not having people calling me up, especially after telling them not to call me. Destroys the stream sometimes. I have to restart. I think I restarted about 5 or 6 times yesterday. I was pleasantly surprised though. We almost had 11 people, I think, in total. I think the record is 27. As I was saying yesterday, it's not how many you've got and how many come on, it's the quality that counts. I'm happy all day long with 6 good guys and girls coming on. We were supposed to be in the gym today as well, getting fit and firm. A lady's just driving up into the park on a Harley Davidson. Can you believe it? I think it's a Harley Davidson. Right, what bike's that? Maybe it's a Honda knockoff. Oh, the whole family's getting on. It's a big bike. She only looks like about 12 riding that. Oh, here we go. Surely she's not teaching her how to ride a Harley in the park. Hold on, let's get this steady a bit. Oh, and you've got a young kid running around in front of the bike. It's good to know that she's learning to ride a bike without it. Oh, she stalled it. This is going to end in disaster. Surely she's not going to kickstart that. I can't believe you would let somebody of that size on a bike of that size and they can't even let go of the clutch slowly to pull away. Maybe they stole it and they're joyriding. Here we go, right, electric start. Come on, girl. I wonder if she'd be one of those ladies that pulls out, lets the clutch out, and then gets going, screams and pulls down on the accelerator and forgets that there's actually a way of stopping it by releasing the accelerator and putting on the brakes. I would not want to be in the park right now. Here we go. She's definitely being taught how to ride a bike. Yeah, she stalled it again. She managed to get 1.5 feet. That's scary. And I would imagine with her little matchstick legs, if that bike tilted too far to one side, then it's going to be landing on top of her. It sounds like a big bike as well, it doesn't just look it. Here she goes. Go on, Gil. Is it a soft tail? I don't know. I don't know my bikes that well. The girl in the black shirt's coaxing her on. I think she's teaching her how to use the brakes. Good idea. This is how you use the brakes. Maybe it's a case of more money than sense. I don't know. We'll come back to her. Oh, she's moving again. She just keeps going forward a couple of feet. It's definitely like a low rider. She can very easily put her feet down. Or at least she's being careful-ish. Oh, she's turning it around. Nah, I don't think I'll be letting her on my bike. Wow. That's right, practice with something cheap and cheerful first. Yeah, they're still on hold, Sammy S. I don't know, mate. I've got two like that. I was talking to somebody yesterday about it. There's an Australian one. Again, I've give you all a shout out on Facebook today and on yesterday and on the community tab, thanking you guys. But yeah, the Australian dollar one is pending, and yeah, I think it's your one, Sammy. Yeah. Smooth operator, welcome. We're just talking about that, smooth operator. If you're in the UK, if I remember rightly, anyway, if you sent the £10, I think it was you, a £10, no, cleared. That's right, it was the euro and the Australian dollar that hadn't cleared, guys. They're the ones that are pending. And I don't know for what, because you PayPal are not telling me why it's pending. There's no like button that says click here to receive it. So I don't know. Curbside Kurt, welcome. We're talking about you as well. No, maybe it just sounded beefy like one. Sort of a shape, but the engine really didn't look as big as it should have for a Harley. But that's all I can think of. A Hayo Sung. It sounds like a Chinese rip-off. Pirate Pete, welcome. I'm good. Smooth operator, yes, yours cleared. Thank you very much for that. Curbside Kurt, yours is stuck as pending. I don't know why. Same as Sammy's. Maybe I should look into it a bit more later today, why it could be pending. Well, I did a search the other day, and people on the internet have listed there's up to 5 different reasons why it might be pending, and I read through them all, and sometimes it's like if it's for services and goods. See, I don't know how you guys have sent it. If you sent it as a gift for family and friends, which is the preferred method, then I won't have to give them 3%. And that's what it is, right? You sent a gift to a friend, so if you sent it that way, I can't see why there's a problem, or if there's any chance. But it just says, anyway, at my end it just says pending. Pending for the euro, pending for the Australian dollar, which is weird. So PayPal have definitely got it, but I'm afraid to say I have not. Fidelity Quester, how are you? Welcome. Oh, everybody's popping in. Smooth Operator says, maybe mine cleared as we both have a UK account. There may be a hold on international payments for anti-money laundering and fraud, etc. Yeah, but you guys maybe have got, maybe you guys haven't got a PayPal account but can still use PayPal to send. I don't know. Mr. Anonymous sent a very, like a happy birthday gift. Bloody hell. I'll tell you what, it made my day yesterday. I really needed to let off steam yesterday. Oh, I've got a story to tell you guys as well. Oh, it's just come to mind. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you in a minute. Let me just zoom in to find out what these people... Trying to get back to my condo last night it was. But yeah, Mr. Anonymous, he's like psychic. He's well in tune with me. He must have known something was up. I don't know. But I was in the... Is it called in the throngs of sleep? Deep sleep I was. 3 a.m. and 33 minutes. I get a nice little gift on PayPal. So thank you, Mr. Anonymous, whoever you are. You really saved the day yesterday, I can tell you that. Things wouldn't have happened if that wasn't there yesterday. So I thought, sod it, there's no way I'm rushing back from Jomtien. In fact, I'm planning to go there again this week, this guy. For myself, for you guys, I'm going to go there and make some content. As Bjorn TV would say, content. So we're going to go there and get some content. I haven't asked him yet, but I want to set up an interview with one of the first, if not the first, COVID-19 survivor in Thailand. How about that, guys? Would you like that? Give me a hell yeah! So we're going to interview him, hopefully, much more officially on the old we'll do it live as well, should we? Should we do it live, or shall I just make a video? I don't know. Give me a hell yeah in the chat. Cheers, Pirate Pete. Welcome all, by the way, for popping back. You're all the die-hard Thai Tastic go hard brothers, as some people would say. What do you reckon that is? I reckon that's... It might only be a 250cc. It sounds nice. Throaty. She's got the hang of it quite quickly, actually. I'm impressed. So the person whose bike it is must be quite confident about her. Maybe she's just finding her feet again after an accident. Oh, the sun's coming out. I'm glad I'm in the shade. I've got no protection on. Only a hat, which I'm going to take off, by the way. I don't know why I've got the hat on. Sweaty hat. Hell yeah, Big Jim. Welcome to the channel again, Big Jim. Chew the fat. Did you like that, Pirate Pete? Tell you what, he's got some bloody stories. I could make a whole channel just out of his stories. I really could. Every time I meet up with him, he's like, oh, and this happened, or he would just talk about something that's happened on his job where he's been strapped holding somebody's head together because it's almost missing, and he's holding it all together, and like the paramedics strapped his hand to their head, and he was carried off to hospital with the person whose head was like hanging off to keep him alive. He's got some stories. My gosh. Not just from his 21 years in that career, but from over here as well. My gosh. He's got some stories from over here. He's lived here now, what, is it 3 or 4 years? 4 years? And the American taxpayers are paying for his retirement here now, because he served his country well. The crap he's had to put up with. He was showing me some, it's not released in the public domain yet. There's a lot of the stuff out there already, but where his fellow compatriots, colleagues, ex-colleagues, their chest cams, you know, they're just doing a routine stop and they're getting out. Hey, what's up, buddy? This guy just literally turns round and starts firing at his mate, and he got shot right through the hand. He's lying on the floor in agony, and he's letting off, lying on the ground. Shots fired, shots fired. And you can hear this guy still running off, bang, 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 firing away. Thankfully he dropped to the ground, so he's less of a target. My gosh. That would be good, maybe, doing some stories with him, recording the stories, and then putting some of this real life footage that he's got, which is obviously exclusive content, which anybody could get, obviously, if they put in a freedom of information request, because it's available in the public domain if it's requested, if you knew what you were requesting. So I've got that. That would be a good idea, I would have thought. So I've got pen and paper here today to write some ideas down. I've got a few things to write, actually. I don't think I'm going to be doing it on the beach today, although we are going to be spending a nice good hour here at least. Maybe we'll wait until the tide comes in and then we'll leave. I really need to sit down on a table, like maybe in one of those restaurants over the sea, and get serious about jotting. I've got so much in my mind, it's ridiculous now. I'm getting overflow, and you know, a barrel can only take so much, and then it starts to overflow, and you're losing some really good ideas, right? I don't mean just for YouTube, I just like life. Yeah, audio was bad yesterday, Sammy, wasn't it? This app failed me yesterday. It was definitely the app, because YouTube app, which I ended up using, was the one that saved the day yesterday. No, it wasn't just your end, Sammy. It was, the audio went bad, and it went all pixelated as well. And even though I had like 300 speed download, no, 400 in this bar. It's 400 download, 300 upload. It's incredible. The place I'm staying right now has just had installed by 3BB a new contract he's been put on. The last one he was on, he's just had all the routers swapped out. They were 3 years old, so that's all new technology now, right? He's now getting 1,000 download, so I'm going to take advantage of that later. We'll have to, Pirate Pete, get a few of his stories, absolutely. Curbside Kurt says, duct tape is awesome to hold things together. Pirate Pete, he's protected and served for 21 years. He deserves it. Too right. Do some police stories and some of his naughty stories from his world record Thai action. Yeah, he has. Do you remember that? Oh yeah. Did you hear him quite well then? Because he was sitting like Nearly 3 feet away. Could you hear him okay? It was good. I left Thailand once and then this fine came through. I think it was 600 baht. Miss Thai Tastic, she said, "No, okay, now you can speed up, no problem." So I'm on Sukhumvit and she said speed up now, so I sped up because we were driving for about 6 hours that day. The bloody fine came through, speeding fine on the camera. Of course I didn't have to pay it there and then. The company that hires the car out, right? They have to pay it. And then we'll have to give him a name. What should we call him? Pattaya Pete. Pattaya Pete. Team Thai Tastic member number 4, based in Pattaya. We'll have to give him a name, something like Pattaya Pete, something like that, something that's rolling off the tongue, something that is worthy of almost its own brand and series, for sure. You did hear him, yeah. He does speak quietly as well. Changing buttocks to cope with this. Concrete, sand infused, coarse sand infused cement. Right, how about that, Pirate Pete, with his suggestion now? Any other suggestions? I need to start writing stuff down, don't I? Right, let me put you down on the tripod. I forgot to get the big tripod out again, damn it. Pattaya Plod. He's got this good app. It's not an app, it's like he gets alerts from this web page, and the web page alerts him to where all the police stops are in the area, and if you see a police stop you can put it on the web page and then it alert everybody to a new police stop. So if you feel you needed to avoid the police stop just to get home in time, of course, you don't want to be delayed, then you can use this web page. But it had capacity members I couldn't join. I did ask in the past. Pattaya Patrol. Hold on, let me get my pen and paper. Good one, Big Jim. We're going to write out a police report. A4 size, 8mm, 33 rulers. You can't change the past, but you can change the future into a better past. I thought I bloody liked that. Wouldn't you agree? I didn't buy it because it had that. I read that after picking it up. Okay, so let's make some headings. Alright, we'll make some headings. Pattaya Patrol. Yeah, because he patrols in different ways. He's patrolling the scene. Alright. This is going to be a bit of a disaster. Alright, pen works. Does anybody else hold their pen like that? Sometimes I hold like that, but I hold it too hard sometimes and it hurts my fingers and thumb. Is writing on paper still a thing? Where's my iPad? I don't have one. That would be bloody good actually. An iPad. or some sort of really good tablet. Do live streams from that. Okay, so we're going to start off with some headings. I can't press down properly, so it's going to be really rough. YouTube title. Let's start with title ideas. I can't look. I'm struggling. As long as we know what we mean, it doesn't matter how rough it is. Right, YouTube title ideas. And let's categorize them. We've got, right, at the moment we're going to be calling it Pattaya Patrol. Well, Pirate Pete says it sounds like a bar crawl. You're not far wrong actually, because that's what he does, but not for alcohol. Pattaya Patrol. But we'll also put their Pattaya Plod, just so we haven't forgotten it. We might come back to it or have a different spin on that maybe later. Put a question mark next to that one, shall we? Tripod Jim. You heard that, Curbside Kurt? What is paper? Paper used to come from trees. We used to knock down these trees and make paper out of them. Papyrus. I need a drink. Hold on, I need a drink. We're collaborating. We're brainstorming. We're in the office. Do you like the view of the office? I'm learning from, I think it is Fidelity Questa. He said, don't gulp your water. Your body benefits better from sipping your water. I think he's right. He's been right on many things so far. Right, back to the whiteboard. Back to the paper. So you're keen to give, right, this is one main heading, YouTube title ideas, and that's really for, it should be video title ideas, and then that will give us maybe the premise in which to seek out the video to suit the title. But what we need down here is another Thai Tastic team member number 4. We're calling him either Pattaya Patrol, maybe Pattaya Plod. These are arrows, by the way. God, the paper's falling, tilting so much. And then, so we're trying to give Team Thai Tastic member number 4. Right, we've got Mickey Mau Mau, haven't we? So this is the title for Team Thai Tastic member number 4. Hold on, you're ahead of me. Curbside Kurt, we can't use Trike Patrol. I know where you're going. So we've got Pattaya Plod, Pattaya Patrol. Tripod Jim. Tripod Tim. Pattaya God I'd like to be able to use that. Curbside Kurt. I'll write it down because I think it's funny. Bloody, I hate these really thin, bloody nibbed pens. Papermate's my favourite, by the way. And Parker. It's always helping people. Pirate Pete at Big Jim. Oh, I've got to be Pattaya 50. Oh, Pattaya 50. Yeah. Maybe we'll let him choose. He's quite good at coming up with some ideas as well. It definitely warrants hooking up with him once a week, doesn't it? But there's so many stories. I'd have to make some as well in 4K. Maybe that's where I can bring in the other camera and do multiple angles. In fact, I've made notes on this before on another interview I was going to conduct. Let's just make a column over here. We'll just call it other notes, multi camera angles, gotta have the angles. Oh my god, this looks like a spider's crawling across the paper. Why isn't it refocusing? Come on, app, sort it out. There we go. That's it. Big Jim's calling you Pattaya God, Curbside Kurt. Well, that's it. It's a few notes. We've got some Team Thai Tastic member. It's easy for me to remember as well when I'm referring to them, because I refer to so many of them just by number, right? We need to give them all character names. Are you talking to me? I can feel the heat from the sun, even though I'm right in the shade. Fucking flies everywhere. Oh, I forgot the story. Why didn't you remind me? I was going to give you the story of how I got back last night. Oh my gosh. So who was on the live stream when I was negotiating with the motorbike taxi? I think we're going to have to sit down in a restaurant and get some sugar. I had plenty. Oh, I had a weigh-in this morning, by the way. Official announcement. I've had another weigh-in because I had something sitting in the departure lounge and I got rid of that, and so I thought I'd go for a weigh-in. I know I had a bit of a naughty day off yesterday, which I think was well deserved. And boys and girls, I'm happy to say I've not plateaued. I didn't plateau. I'm 126 kilos previously, but now I'm 125. So I lost another kilo in a week-ish. Sometimes it's 5 days. I don't regimentally weigh myself on the same day every week. Usually I can't wait to find out, and a week hasn't passed, so I just go and jump on the scales maybe 5 days after, and yeah, it's dead on 125 kilos. Using the scales, by the way, I know you're supposed to use the same scales every week. Outside CJ supermarket, which is where I went. Lulu, what's that? Is she on? Is she in the chat? Yeah, Curbside Kurt. I'll come back to that story in a minute. Yes. Pirate Pete, me and Lulu. I don't understand. Me and Lulu. Lulu's just trying to think, profile picture is a queen of a country in the world right now. Can you guess what queen of what country is she from? So last night, the last stream of last night, as I was seriously running out of battery fast, with no more power banks to hand, I wanted to give the motorbike taxis an opportunity to earn a couple of 100 baht in one go, instead of just this 30, 40, 50 baht, 20 baht rides that they do for the locals, which is the majority of their custom right now. So there was 2 of them in the negotiation. I like that, because then you are, some people think, oh, hold on a minute, negotiating with 2 people at the same time, that's like 2 against 1. No, on the contrary. You've got to make them feel that they're now competing for your business. I won't go into how you can do that right now. We can talk about negotiations on another day. But so I'm trying to play them off each other a little bit. One guy, the oldest guy, which really is the person I wanted because he'd be more experienced, and I'm no light lump on the back of a bike yet. I'm still 19 plus stone, and he was my choice, not the chicken leg, chicken little guy with little experience, which came. I actually got a free motorbike ride. The bottom line is, and I'll tell you how it came to be, I got a free motorbike ride yesterday. I wanted to give him money, but he wouldn't take it, and I couldn't understand why. I think he felt he'd be losing face. So rather than him take my money and lose face, he'd rather not take my money and just leave. That's how it ended, right? So how did it get to that? Let's go back to the negotiations. So the older guy, straight away I thought, no, he's not going to do this motorbike. You know, we're talking from right over there, past that, in front, just in front of that tower, right? It's just up the road from there, a bit closer. We're in Jomtien over here, and it's 30 minutes tops on a motorbike if you go Sukhumvit. And the oldest guy, the most experienced one, who I was targeting really, to a degree, or that was my preference. He said, "Where you want go?" I say, "I want go Bang Sarai. Who wants me?" I think it's something like that. That was my opening gambit. Step in with confidence. None of this. "Oh, are you a motorbike taxi? Can you take me to Bang Sarai?" And then mispronounce the name or whatever, and they're like, "What's going on?" None of that. You just go straight in and say, "Right, who wants the business? There's 2 of you here. I want to go to Bang Sarai. I want to go now. How much?" And then don't wait for an answer. Just throw a figure at them straight away. You know, go low if you wanted to. I'll give you 150 baht now, cash, up front. And you can wave the money as well. Sometimes that helps. They're like, "Oh," not thinking where the bleeding Bang Sarai is. And of course, they're used to just taxiing people around Pattaya and Jomtien, aren't they, and Sukhumvit. And then I said to him, "Oh, no, I want to go Bang Sarai," and the oldest guy was like, "Whoa, Bang Sarai, whoa, 300 baht, 300 baht," shaking his head backwards and forwards. So he didn't even want the 300 baht to go. He just thought, no, it's too far to go. Unbelievable. You know, they're happy to earn the 300 baht for doing, 15 trips around Jomtien, but not happy to do 1 trip to get it, which is a bit bizarre. Bit of a blinkered attitude. Maybe their backsides hurt more than the customers travelling more than 10 minutes, I don't know. Anyway, I digress. So he sort of intimated to the younger guy, who still had bum fluff on his face coming through, he said to him on something to the likes of, "Up to you if you want to go, but you know, I wouldn't do it for less than 300. And this youngster's like, "Ooh, 200? And when I jumped at him, I said, "Yes, 200, because that's what I said." As soon as I said that, he starts getting his helmet ready. He jumps on his bike and he's circling and doing a U-turn, right? In complete opposite direction of which I wanted to go to. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's trying to reverse psychology trick on me. He's trying to make out he's going. Because as soon as he'd done that and jumped on, he's already agreed, I know, to take me. So he's committed, right? He's committed. But then they try and cherry pick. Cherry pick is a negotiating tactic where it's like you've agreed something, but you just want that little bit extra. Like when just before you sign for your brand new car, "Oh, it does come with these alloys, doesn't it?" That's cherry picking. Or, "Oh, it does come with this special paint or interior or whatever." You know, you're cherry picking. So he tried to do that. He wanted an extra 50 baht. He wanted now 250 baht. I'm like, no, and I didn't want to budge. That would have included a tip if he was safe and he took me there and I was confident he would have got it, but usually no. If I was a little bit mau, I might have given him 50 baht tip, which is a lot. So I thought, no, I'm going to stick with 200, and I stuck with it. But he kept on saying 2 or 3 times, and he's saying it with that cheeky smile, so you know he's trying it on. So watch their eyes, watch their mouth, and watch where their eyes go to, right? And he knew he was taking the piss by asking, because we've already agreed 200, right? So we're committed to it. Now don't walk away and pretend you're, "Oh, I'm not interested," and start walking away. Don't do that, because if you start turning around and coming back, then you've already lost, because then he was going to charge you that 250 no matter what, because you might lose face if he doesn't take it. And so you've got to take that. So it's 200 anyway. I jumped on us 200, right? So then we start going all around the back roads, and I thought, why doesn't he go straight up Thepprasit Road to Sukhumvit? That's the fastest route. And he's taking me through these alleys and God knows what soys, dogs chasing us in the dark and all that. I thought, is he taking me up the road to rob me now? You know what I mean? You start getting a bit paranoid. Does this guy actually know where Bang Sarai is? I think he thought it was a hotel. So anyway, we get to this junction at Sukhumvit. I'm thinking, finally, he finds Sukhumvit. This was only about 5-10 minutes max. I'm still 15 minutes away, so I'm not even half the way. Well, I'm only just half the way. At this junction, I don't remember this junction, on Sukhumvit, he pulls off his helmet, turns off his engine, and puts his helmet on the handlebars and said, "Oh, Bang Sarai, no, that's too far." I'm like, what? And I didn't realise at first he'd taken his helmet off, so his helmet's like swinging on the handlebars. There's traffic behind us. We're at a red light, and these women on motorbikes pulling up and stopping at the red light next to us, and they're like, what's going on here? And I'm looking at them, and I'm listening to this guy, and he's not talking, he's just sitting there on his moped, not saying anything. I said, what's wrong? Oh, Bang Saray, too far. I got the map open, I said, look, it's only 15 minutes away. Oh, too far. I finish. Now you go. I said, what do you mean now I go? I don't even know where I am, on Sukhumvit. He said, you get, what did he say? Tuk-tuk. There's not even any bloody tuk-tuks in friggin' Thailand, in this area, in Chonburi. Get bloody tuk-tuk. So I said, well look, here's 40 baht for getting me here anyway, because you've brought me like nearly half the way or whatever. And he wouldn't take the 40 baht. I'm like, well, what's wrong? Have I upset you or something? I'm not farted on your bike or anything. I'm not like slurring or falling off. What's the problem? Anyway, he just didn't want to go. Lazy bugger. And then he wouldn't take my 40 baht because he would lose face, I guess. So he said, no, I not want your money. I'm like, oh. So he thought he wouldn't take anything from me because he was giving me a disservice, which he was. But I've never heard of that. Anyway, so I've jumped off, and I've said to the lady, because she's looking at me, what's going on? And I said he doesn't want the business. And he shot off back to Pattaya, Jomtien area. I couldn't believe it. So he went left. I had to cross over 8 lanes of traffic to get to the other side. I'm waiting around 10-15 minutes now, waiting for a song towel. Couldn't see one. So I've walked down a little bit further on the junction, and I noticed a guy swinging in a hammock on his own with an orange jacket. So I'm like, right, this guy is a motorbike taxi driver, so let's get him off of his smartphone and get me the hell out of here, because I am not walking. If you imagine, you've got to go, what, 60 kilometres an hour for 15 minutes to get back. That's a hell of a lot of walking in the dark on Sukhumvit with lots of idiots pissed up, driving what knows what all over the place. And you never know what soy dog is protecting their puppies from being eaten. So I know I'm going to get chased at some point, or some snake's going to jump out of the long grass I was passing. And as I did that, as I was approaching him, I had one glance round back at the junction, and I saw a white song towel sitting at the traffic light. So there I am, limping, because my knee's like telling me, stop, you need to rest now. So I'm limping back to this, and I'm watching the little timer on the clock of the traffic lights, tick tock, and it all starts going in slow motion. 5, 4, 3 is like a countdown, isn't there, right before it changes. People, you can hear the bikes already starting to rev up to shoot off. A few have already gone through, because they're cheeky buggers, through the red light, which I must add, the taxi driver did that as well. He made out he was turning left and then decided to turn back on himself and cut through the red light for me, or for himself beforehand. And I just get onto the back of this song tower. Thankfully he saw me. He was in a lane which, you know, maybe he shouldn't be collecting passengers. He was in the 3rd lane. And I jumped on with relief, and I had 1% left. Because I had to work out, when have I got to jump off, because everything looks different in the dark. When am I going to have to jump off this song tower? And I know it's about 15 minutes away, so I had that as a timer on my watch, but I had 1% left on my phone, and that 1% lasts to about 5% in time, thankfully. And I finally got back to the point at which I needed to jump off at Sukhumvit, and then walk all the way into Bang Saray from there, which is only 10 minutes. And that is my story last night. There's always a story here, every bloody day. So let's have a look at what comments we got. There's a few here. like tossing a chip in front of 2 seagulls curbside, right? It is. I think that's good money. I knew, like, because one of them said 300 baht, the older one said 300 baht. I was like, I can get a taxi for 300 baht, no problem. And he was like, pretty much, go on then. Unbelievable. So like, he didn't want to negotiate at all. Some people don't need the money, right? So they're just sitting on their bike, taking people around for a hobby, I'm sure. Some of these motorbike taxis must be making enough to keep them in their whiskey a day, and their 2 40 baht meals a day at most. It could have gone south very quickly. Curbside Kurt said, that's great negotiations, thank you very much. Old school sometimes work the best. Thai Tastic tactic. Like, Big Jim, it didn't cost me anything from that guy who was negotiating for 250 baht. I got 50% of the way for free. He wouldn't take 40 baht. I offered him 40 baht for the distance it gave me. Maybe he thought that was an insult. I don't think so. He said already he didn't want any money, but I had 40 baht out. As soon as I knew he wanted to dump me at the junction on Sukhumvit and didn't want to take me, I had 40 baht ready, you know, for his trouble. Okay, he's given me a disservice, but he's brought me 50% of the way. So I was going to give him 20% of the fee. The last lift home, the first lift home, the last, what? Thai Tastic tactics, right, let's write it down. Good idea. Oh, I could do a whole online negotiating, maybe I should do that, write a digital course. The art of negotiating anything in your favour to create a win-win situation, or the feeling of a win-win situation, on anything and everything, from sleeping with your partner when she doesn't want to be slept with that night, to negotiating the best wheels on your Honda Civic. Right, video title ideas. Thai Tastic tactics. There we go. We could probably do one a day for the next, I reckon we could do 101 days, definitely. We could easily make it into Thai Tastic Tactics 101. Since when did 101 become a marketing number? So that's American, that. So Big Jim, what is it you want to know? So the first part of the journey from Jomtien on motorbike taxi was free, because he didn't want me to give him 40 baht that I offered for 50% of the journey. Then the white songtails on Sukhumvit, they're 20 baht. It seems that these white songtails are double the price of any other songtail on Sukhumvit. I guess because they're taking you a further distance as well. That's what Sukhumvit's for, right? So the Sukhumvit white songtails, because there's only white songtails buses going along Sukhumvit, you'll see them coming. Don't worry about missing them. If you ever need a songtail on Sukhumvit in either direction, you will see them. You're usually like every 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and they're going extra slow to pick up customers, right? So it takes double the time on a songtail. But when you're out here like we are, we've got plenty of time. So yeah, 20 baht on the Sukhumvit ones. All the others are still 10 baht. So in total, it could have cost me 60 baht in total last night, but it only cost me in total 20 baht. Result. Hey, with that money we saved, could we buy a beer today? Do you know what? I think I've had another experience like that with a motorbike taxi who didn't want the money. Something, I can't remember what it was. I don't think it will come back to mind, but I remember vaguely something like that happening before. Unless, you know, we have these premonitions, don't we? Or a dream, and then you think you've experienced it but you actually haven't, but then it does actually happen and then you think you've had it twice. I think it was a case of that, maybe. Fidelity Quester, I'm sure he's psychic. He's definitely in tune with me, big time. Tide's coming in nicely now, right? That lady down there's hunting crabs or something. That's Kolan, or Kolan, by the way. Oh, that's the other thing. I was supposed to have educated myself on the names of these other islands out here. I have looked them up. You can do it on Google Maps if you really want to know. Right, let's look at the chat. Big Jim says, you had to cross 8 lanes of traffic when you had to work to the traffic lights, then you got a lift. Yeah, that's right. I had to walk across 8 lanes to get the Song Tao. Oh yeah. The Song Tao, yeah. Song Tao is the Thai name for the BART bus. That's the official Thai word for it. I think it must be Phalangs that have coined that term, or tourists with the locals coined it. It's easier, isn't it? Just to say BART bus. Where's the BART bus? It's actually a Song Tao. In fact, even Miss Thai Tastic, she thinks I know too much Thai sometimes when I come up with the odd Thai word. And I did say to her, when I arrived back in March, I used the term Song Tao, and she looked at me strange. How you know name Song Tao? It's because I educate myself. That's why I know. Don't forget, guys, a Farang that knows too much Thai knows too much. Oh, it's getting very warm here. As soon as I've finished my water, and there's not much of it left, and the tide is in, we're going to go whoop whoop, and we're going to go over there and have a drink on the under shelter with a fan on us. We're going to do some brainstorming. Maybe we should really hunt down a place. Who wants to go to the village kitchen? Well, maybe we should go to the village kitchen. They've got 3 lovely ladies that work there. They're all family, of course. It's Farang owned. With the money we saved from the BART bus, from the not the BART bus, from the motorbike taxi, should we just have a cheeky 1 beer, and also to celebrate yesterday, and to celebrate, what else are we celebrating? Our brainstorming session today, which we're having a little bit of fun with. We'll have a cheeky 1 beer. A cheeky 1 beer. We'll do lots of brainstorming in village kitchen. I think we can get a charger there as well. We can get ourselves charged up, and we can use their super fast Wi-Fi, 300 megabits, to stream without interruption. I think that might be a good idea. Give me a hell yeah in the chat. Or you know, posh people spell fuck with a PH. Oh fuck. Give me a fuck yeah in the chat. That sounded a bit Katoy-ish, didn't it? let's just reflect on the ocean. Well, I've done well. I hope I don't get piles because I've been sitting on this concrete slab. And really I should be sitting on the sand to get a bit more comfort. Maybe as well tonight. No, in fact I've got too much to do on the computer tonight. I was going to say another sunset stream. I think you'd be bored, had enough of them. But I think it could be quite a nice sunset tonight. Bloody sunset channel this is. Oh, I've still got 3 bars on the blue charger. Let's stick it in there. Thought that'd run out. My hair's all over the place. Fuck yeah. Oh fuck. I say, oh chap, shall we go to Village Kitchen and have a bit of a wee tipple? A wee tipple. Are we doing accents? We've walked nearly a mile today already. I've walked the staircase twice today already. I've done 4 flights of stairs today. And a mile. So we'll walk about, we'll go back a different way. What I'll do, I'll live stream through the park. We'll do, if they've got convid signs saying you can't go in, I'll just jump over those signs and we'll go in. We'll look for the monkey traps. See if they're still there, and we'll go to the Village Kitchen that way. They opened at 12. What's the time now? Oh, it's 2 o'clock. 10 past 2. It is easier to get up. Big Jim, you're alright. Pirate Pete with a fuck yeah in the chat. Yeah, we can really and then maybe we'll we'll have a couple of these brainstorming sessions this week, shall we? I'll bring the computer with me as well over to the Village Kitchen. I must refrain from having too many beers in a week. Just one large one a week maximum. But I have been good. I've not been going mad, have I? And we still lost 1 kilo in weight. What's that? 4.41 pound or 2.2 pound to 1 kilo. I forget. I've been trying to use pounds, shilling and pence. Meters, kilos, pounds and stone to accommodate everywhere in the world. This guy can't wait anymore and he's pulling out his kayak before the tide comes in. Oh, I know what he's doing. See there, he's pushing down into the sand. It's like an anchor, and that anchor is for that's a good idea, yeah. Go out and do it when the tide's out. So what he's doing, he's digging down the anchor for the floating plastic pontoon that they use. So obviously then that's not wiggling around like a snake in the water. It's actually been anchored down. now he's taking his kayak. I wish my phone was waterproof, then we could go out on a kayak and then live stream from the kayak. How good would that be? Maybe even take a fishing rod or a line and hook and some pieces of processed meat, see what we could catch. That would be fun. It don't matter if we fell in then with the phone. We could still do it actually. I have got a waterproof SJ Cam S7 Star, I think it is called, and I've got the waterproof housing which I wore in Songkran. In fact, I need to find that bloody footage where we were getting slaughtered by all the bar girls. I really never did publish in the end all the footage for the Songkran I took 2 years ago. That was good. That was Mickey Mau Mau's first ever Songkran, and he absolutely loved it. Every single day he was wanting to be out in it. He was like a pig in shit. He loved it. Right, are there really only 3 of you on now? Right, let's go finish this. We're going to finish this water now, and we'll have a walk through the park, and then we'll have a pit stop for another hour or so on the old brainstorming session in Village Kitchen. And I'm sure there'll be other people joining us then in the chat. There's a bugger about these 2 pending payouts from PayPal. I'd like to think that I had that, like, then I could hold up a bottle of beer and say, thanks for the beer, guys. But now I have to do that with somebody else's. But I'm sure it will come through. It says it's pending. It doesn't say it's not coming through or cancelled, so maybe if I should do it on the... I wonder if he's going out there to get... There seems to be like another kayak moored right out there, or maybe it's the banana boat. There's a couple of things out there that he might be going out there to get. That's probably what it is. What a life, working on the beach. Superb. Isn't that what we're doing? Good time to go as well, because more and more ants are climbing up my legs. Unbelievable yesterday, the amount of people on Chillin Beach. I think I've said this twice already before on yesterday's live streams. The amount of people on the beach is absolutely incredible. Mainly locals, I think, and expats, but wow, just wow. It's clearly a sign of they are either staff from the bars that are closed, that are down on the beach, and or people that frequent the bars that are on the beach. Or maybe Chillin Beach is much more attractive than Pattaya Beach right now because it's so desolate in Pattaya. But Chillin, I tell you, in the years I've been coming here, before COVID and all that, my goodness, I've never seen it so busy, particularly during the day. I know sometimes at night it can be busier because it's cooler, people are finishing work, weekends, but no, this is definitely the busiest I've ever seen it. I think Nick did a video, NDTVI or whatever the channel name is. He posted this morning a video about how busy it was. I saw the title, I didn't watch the video. Right, let's get our arse into gear, stop talking. Let's plonk you down there a minute. whilst I pack my bags and put my hat on, my cap. Tripod Jim, Tripod Tim, Pattaya God, Pattaya Bye. Do a report. Right, this GTFO. Are you with me? Are you with me, or are you welcome back to the channel? Give me a hell yeah! Move out in the chat. Give me a move out in the chat. We are going, unless you're wondering, we are going over there in the park and we're going to look for the monkey traps, see how many monkeys they've caught. There's only 3, I think, 3 or 4 in the park. The ladies that work in the park, I think they live in the park. They're like what they call the hobbits. They're like hobbits in the park. They're always there, same ladies, and they're always telling me where the monkeys are. She thinks I want to photograph them all the time, I think. And I asked her how many are there, and she said there's 3. But I'm not sure if she meant 3 more. And she pointed to the roof there, and there was definitely 2 more up on the roof. So maybe there is only 3 in total. I saw 2 traps the other day. Oh, I need to strengthen my legs. I had a problem getting up then. Maybe we shouldn't go over there. We'll just climb the steps and see if we can see. Because when I was in there the other day, I was the only person in there, and I felt a bit intimidated by the fact I was the only one in there, and I thought maybe it's closed again. But one of the entrances was open. I don't know. Let's get the mask off my face so you can hear me. There's no convid in Chonburi. Oh, but there was somebody in here before, wasn't there? Because they were learning to ride a motorbike. Workers haven't been working on this bandstand for a while, or summer house or whatever it's called. There's a motorbike over there. Could be one of the cleaners' motorbikes. And the monkey traps were over there, but I don't see them. No. Okay, nothing to see here. Alright, well, we'll walk round. We'll have a walk round to the entrance that I went through, which is over there, to get into the park before, just to see if it's open on the way to Village Kitchen. Let's watch our step. Hold on. Lead down with the better leg, the better knee. Shorts are falling off, by the way. I need a couple of inches taken off. Attention. Did you know there's partial eclipse? I think it was yesterday or the day before, or maybe today. And it's unlucky for some people, and they just don't go outside at all. Did you know that? Miss Thai Tastic's one of them. She won't go outside for 3 days because of the partial eclipse. Superstition. There you go. Don't feed the monkeys. So they're definitely resident here. I don't think they're trying to get rid of them. They could quite easily get rid of them. Just blow dart them, put them asleep, take them over onto Monkey Island, which is probably where they got them from. Unless they were here before humans, as someone pointed out the other day. Oh, maybe the park is closed. Or maybe these, all these are like, not the best looking of places to eat from, but they all tend to make food and sell drinks. Not very enticing, to be fair. So I don't know. It's smelly as well, and it's like stagnant sewage and wastewater, open drains. Look, why isn't that cleaned out? Who wants a shop? Who wants to make food and serve food in front of open drains? Okay, it might not be their responsibility, but I'll be throwing bleach down there, trying to clear that up a bit and covering it over. Out of sight, out of mind. Oh, it's a fire truck. Beep beep. Pirate Pete says, Thai superstitions will be an interesting video. Never heard about the eclipse. Yeah, it's all over the news. About the eclipse. People really into astronomy here, and It's another title of a video series, right? Thai superstitions, or maybe just a title of a video. There are some funny ones. Dan Britton did one with his girlfriend or Thai friend that I think works in London or somewhere in England, and she had a couple of funny ones to talk about. There's a few workers in there. It's very well maintained in terms of. It's a shame some of the concrete drain covers collapsed in. Could be quite dangerous for little ones. Oh yeah, there's some people in here. Maybe we should have climbed over the gate and gone in. It's very quiet out today. That's the equipment I need to get my arse into gear and start firming up on. Maybe I need a gym partner. This netting has seen better days. Oh, lovely breeze coming down here. I'm going to borrow a mountain bike, I think, this week as well, and mount the camera on the front, and then we could do a live stream on the bike. And investigate. This is like the abandoned for sale resort, if you want to buy the resort. I think it's 11 million, by the way. So if you've got a spare 11 million, at least they're cleaning up the dead leaves now. But there's accommodation like in a horseshoe shape, and in the centre there's like a swimming pool. I would say that would be then the closest resort to the beach. One of the oldest ones, certainly closest to the park. But if you've got your moped, you can drive your moped right into the park. You wouldn't have thought they'd allow that. There's plenty of parking outside. I've got my smelly Amazing Man perfumery with me. I have been sweating up a bit. I need to mask some of it. I hate that when people can smell you but you can't smell yourself and you think you're alright. I don't like that. Let's do an advert for Sir Amazing Man. It's luxurious, you know. Amazing Man. Only for amazing people. Okay, Big Jim, catch you later. Cheers. Somewhere over the rainbow. Oh, I smell like a tarts handbag. I'm sweating like a pedo in a church at the moment. Oh, Jesus. How do I know what they sweat like? Oh, we forgot to start the bloody watch again. Keep forgetting to do that. So up here we'll have a sign naming the resort. Maybe you can find on the internet what the resort used to be like. Maybe some old Carry On camping video style 1960s footage for this resort, which is called Lila Wadi. Lila Wadi Resort, Bangsaray. It says hotel, but oh, it's actually 17.9 million baht for sale. There you go. Comes with this furniture outside. That's all this building as well. And then there's like a little driveway or road in between it before the actual resort. So this must be the offices and maybe laundry rooms, I don't know. The price of the land in this area will only go up though. What with the new chocolate, what's it called? Not Chocolate Factory, Chocolate World. Well, it's just a theme park and shops, I think. There's one in Bangkok, and there's one being built up the road from here, 10 minutes away in car. There's supposed to be high-speed rail going in as well. Right, we're nearly at. Local scrapyard. Right, let's put you in the papoose for a minute. Sorry, cab.